All right, what's up? What's up? So this is levels part four. All right, you gonna tap into one of my downloads, bruh. So yeah, I guess in the Bronx, 11-year-old this 11-year-old was hit, okay, by a stray bullet, okay. And I want you to ask yourself something real quick. Was she targeted? Was she? Yet, um, you know what I'm saying? Like, without anyone even taking aim at this child, she was struck as collateral from a stray bullet. All right. So would you say that she was a target more than you? Was anybody aiming at her? You see what I'm saying? Chaos is chaos. All right. Part of the situation that many targets struggle with is you're trying to comprise some type of structure to chaos. Remember, order, they're lower, order out of chaos or whatever. That is order out of chaos. It's a mystery. It's even written as a mystery. All right. I don't, hey man, you gotta question your targeting when people are falling, not falling like as in spiritually, but when people, you know what I'm saying, when people get killed or people are getting arrested and all these things, and you see like Young Thug and this, that, and the other, were these people targets? And you say, well, Young Thug was the feds, you know what I'm saying, was watching Young Thug. Well, yeah, the feds were watching Young Thug, but the feds had a reason to be watching him. You understand? Nobody was watching the 11-year-old, clearly. Nobody took aim at her, but yet she was struck by a stray bullet, right? You should remember that God is no respecter of persons, neither are bullets. So your targeting is intricate, isn't it? It's a mystery. All right? We got to rethink how, you know what I'm saying? We approach this thing and address it. All right? You got to be careful, like I said, because people watching the internet, you got to be careful with what you say. All right? And that you don't sound crazy. All right? Can both parties be right in an argument? Can two people get in an argument and both of them be correct? Is that possible? Is there any circumstances where that's possible? The answer you should arrive to was yeah, yeah, that's quite possible. If two parties can get into an argument and both of them be right, then we have to ask, what is psychology? What is mental illness? Does it sit at the base plate of perception? Right? Does mental illness stem from your perception? Would perception be beyond the mental illness? Something to think about, right? What is mental illness and does it sit at the base plate of perception? Does perception dictate perspective? How you see something, does that affect, you know what I'm saying? How you perceive something, does that affect your perspective on something? Let me ask you another question. What is reality? Like literally tell me what is reality? Do you know? Ah, therein lies the issue, right? Who could know? Who could know what reality is? It's internal. The holographic projection of this 3D realm is projected from the heart. The Bible says, out of the heart springs all issues in life. So for those who are into the simulation theory, your holographic 3D realm, all right, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, I'll get into explaining this in a second. All right, so let me go over this again. So I asked, what is reality? And I asked you, and I said, who could know? It's internal. The holographic projection of this 3D realm is projected from the heart. All things you witness, you have witnessed within. Your stimuli receptors are nothing without your brain. Your brain is a calculator. Your heart is conscious. One is an organ, but the mind is living. Your brain is for shit without your heart. Your heart is asleep without your mind. Now we all sing like the Pixies. I don't know if y'all, I'm a 90, you know what I'm saying? I came up through the 90s. Some of y'all might not have heard that song. But there's a song by this band called the Pixies called Where's My Mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Somewhere out yonder. Right? This is a 90s song. Pretty famous, man. Look it up. All right? Maybe you heard of it. So, did the singer of this song, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might have heard this song, and if you heard this song, the singer heard this song also. And though you've never been to a Pixies concert, you both heard the song in the same place. Your mind. Your mind. Therefore, what is distance but proximity by relativity? Unless you are 3D, then you use landmarks, as there can be no distance in space. If you were in a blank space, you wouldn't know how far you walked. You may as well be walking on a treadmill. Nothing for the calculator to grab onto. Something to think about. What is reality? What is this matrix? All the beliefs and opinions, prejudices you have been taught to pull something relative beneath the surface of your conscious. And now we remember at the drop of a trigger, yet no one held a gun. Something could stimulate your mind to remember something. And what you will remember something that you perceived or that you were taught in this physical reality that you perceive to be real, where you put God in speculation and all things spiritual in speculation. Yet you don't even know what reality is. You don't even understand this place. Kind of interesting to take a stab at something that doesn't exist. What about the other things that don't exist? I never hear people saying that they don't like Prabhupada or Krishnamurti or the first thing that comes to their mind is Jesus. Now let me show you something spiritual. I call this an invisi-strike. That's why people, they don't like to talk around me. Anything at an earshot, I'm running all through your mind. Accidentally. It's just there. Okay. I forgot where I was going with this. So people will question God's existence. And the first thing people will bring up is how they don't believe in God or they don't like Jesus. Well, wouldn't that proclaim his validity, that was the first thing that popped into their mind? I didn't ask you if you believed in God or not. Seems like you got a lot on your mind. And if God exists in your mind, then he couldn't be fake. How did he get there? You don't go to church. There's a hole in your soul. You understand? Something to think about. Now, how did I understand what could not be understood? Why did you pick Jesus? Why didn't you pick Allah or what's another some people that worship like the deities in the Bhagavad Gita. There's all kind of deities. The first person they go to is Jesus. You slipping. I can already count your guilt by that. All right. Elf and Dews. Okay. The principality of the air are your thoughts. All right. Now my head's in the clouds. My crown is like a UFO. Yet we fear our own thoughts. The collective mind is unconscious. Thoughts ripple the fabric of our reality. Yet we deny God his props. Yet reality was created. But reality wasn't created by God. It was created by liars. That's intricate. Because reality is only a thing in a false construct. Now the spiritual world don't exist. And if you're gifted like Christmas, they appoint you a therapist. What is knowledge? The taught traditions and perceptions passed down like an heirloom. The way you think can make you like an old man of renown. Spirits, tradition, in gematria 666. Carnal knowledge of man. Something to think about. I don't know if I'll make it. This camera might cut off. You see, it's not what you understand now, but it's how you understand it and whether you can stand this beast amongst the sleep. Collisions and contradictions, cognitive dissonance. You were never aware. So when the zombie hears the spiritual plane, he accredits man because man is what he knows. I took a drug test. I failed it. The standard drug test cannot differentiate between CBD and marijuana. Yet niggas believe niggas been to space. Physically. That's mental. We ask government for freedoms, not knowing the world means mind control. Not knowing the word means mind control. Government, all right? Government means control, means mind. I've been over this several times. So when you ask a physical government to fight for your rights, the psyop has worked because God is sovereign. All right. Physical governments are a psyop. Why don't you control your own mind? Keep to the 10 commandments and spiritual laws to govern your mind. Your government is here. Your government is here. Not the organ, but the mind. You understand? And for people who don't govern it, you're spoon-fed narratives. You will go along with what's common. And common sense is kind of like a hive. Something to think about. Peace and blessings be with you all.